If you guys are not sure if you can or you can't, feel free to ask somebody instead of just assuming what you can and can't do. Um, and that also counts outside of the walls of the gang houses. We just don't do that. There's gunfire, puts everybody that you have with you at risk, and you are not allowed to be going out by yourselves. You have to have a buddy system in order to be out doing CPR. It doesn't matter who you are. Even us white coats are not allowed to go out by ourselves. So we're not anything special. Miss Slime, welcome to the meeting. If you could pick a spot, that would be great. I know that there's a lot of you that are sitting here joining the HP staff to sit here and sell meds to your friends and your gangs. That is not allowed. We do have people patrolling in not only HP vehicles, but our own personal vehicles to catch you doing it. I know that Candy and I was out cruising around a little bit ago and had a few incidences of people doing this. As you guys know, that is breaking the rules. Depending upon the severity of it, you will have either the reprimand or it could be termination, depending upon the severity of your charge. Yes, Benjamin.
So, if we're out on like CPR, so we just stay at the hospital, and if we get a call, we go there and we come back, right?
Okay, so if you're here and you have your active CPR calls, you could wait out in the parking lot in your ambulance or whatever vehicle you have. That's perfectly fine. But you're not allowed to sit here and just go and sit outside of gang houses and just do whatever you want. That's not allowed. You're not allowed to sell to the gang. You're not allowed to go out and hang out with them and just revive them. That is not allowed. That's against the rules. So if you guys are caught doing that, there's people watching. You know, we're all coworkers, but everybody's got to follow the rules. We were all in the same boat you guys were. Hello, Miss Minnie. It's not anything that is any different from us white coats. So just make sure that you guys are sitting here doing what you're supposed to. If you're not sure if this is a safe spot or something like that, then feel free to ask. There's no harm in asking. It's better to ask than just cost you your job. The higher the ranks you go, the more work you have to put in. So you don't want to just sit here and spend weeks of your time just to sit here and get fired for something that's so little. You know, and the same with respect. If someone's telling you to come back here or do something, you know, you guys are not wanting to be in our position and not have people listen. So just look at it that way. Is eventually one of these days you're going to be where we're at, and you don't want people that are just running amok. It just gets crazy. Miss Candy, would you like to throw anything else out here?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I was on the other side of the map.
You're fine, Mr. King.
You're good.
Take a seat.
While we got a whole bunch of green nurses here, I want to go over the MDs real quick. The MDs are rules that this one state server has made for us that we must follow while we have the medical uniform on. If we don't and we are to break any of these MDs, we get violated with a ticket, and it can the repercussions could be anything from a warning to termination at the hospital. So just keep that in mind.
The other thing I'm going to add is that you do not need to come flying around HP going 100 miles an hour. I know the ambulances can do it. We've all been there trying to get your meds done and everything. I totally understand. But you also got to remember that there's staff, there's patients walking in and out of here and driving around. You do not need to come through here at 100 miles an hour running over staff because now we are going to be having our body cams on while we're outside, and we're just going to sit here and start writing tickets, because it's getting ridiculous that everybody's spawning in vehicles, running people over. The VDM is just crazy. There's no need for it. If you don't want to be here, nobody's forcing you to stay. I mean, we enjoy having you once you guys here, but we got time just as much as you guys got time, and we sure as heck don't want it wasted. So that being said, if anybody has any questions, concerns, or comments, Candy, Carla, anybody?
Along with that, if you see any emergency vehicles out in the parking lot, please despawn them.
And do not be driving vehicles that you are not allowed to be spawning in. So if you're in a green scrub, you should not be in the pickup trucks unless you're despawning them. That's a totally different story. But cruising them around, running people over, all that, that's why. You guys don't need to be doing that. So if you find a vehicle, you know, there's trucks out there, there's all kinds of vehicles. If you find those and are trying to despawn it, that's one thing I would assume would be okay. Don't quote me on that, but I mean, it just keeps the server from glitching out and lagging out. So just keeping them cleaned up, and it keeps them off the road.
If you see any emergency vehicles on the road, please bring them back to HP or at a graffiti sign to despawn them.
I'm gonna go over the MDs real quick with y'all. Remember, these are the regulations laid out that we need to follow. Number 1 is refusal to medical assistance. We're not allowed to refuse any medical assistance. Only when we're in the lobby and the patient comes up and they have their gun out, we're not allowed to give out any medical assistance when they have their gun out. So make sure you don't do that. And also, we'll talk about it here soon. It's another MD. You can refuse medical assistance in a dangerous situation where there's shots fired, people running us over. You'll pretty much be able to tell with experience when it's a dangerous situation. Does anybody have any questions on that one?
I have a little question with what Mr. Batman said. So about the vehicles, what if someone, like, you're doing CPR and then someone accidentally or intentionally shot you and killed you? Do you go back and retrieve your car with your own vehicle, or?
Well, we have to ask that question. So how old are you?
I'm 15.
Okay, so to answer your question, if you were to get shot while doing CPR, which is not new, that happens, gangsters are going to be gangsters, and you'll respawn at the hospital and you're asking if you go back and retrieve your car, I would be really careful with that. Because the scene where you died may still be dangerous. Don't go back if it's dangerous.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we can ask for other Green Scouts or anybody to go out with us? I didn't know that.
It's okay, you know now.
Thanks.
So MD2 is firearm usage. We are not allowed to use the pistol or have the pistol or an AK or any type of gun out or use it. We're not allowed to be killing people. We're saving lives. If you're caught doing that, it is automatic termination. You will not get a warning. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, what if it's self-defense? You still can't do it?
I couldn't hear that.
It does not matter if it's self-defense or not. Guns are not allowed for medical staff until you get into your white scrubs and you take your taser training. And then when that hits, you will get the whole different training on when you can and can't use it. But right now, I'm not going to discuss that because nobody in here is a white scrub. So there's no sense in discussing a point where we're not at. But to answer your question, no, it does not matter if it is self-defense or not. There is no guns allowed to be used. You run, retreat, get back in your vehicle, whatever you have to do. Make sure you have your body cam footage on, which is just screen recording. And that will sit here and be pretty much your weapon until you have a taser. And then, like I said, there's rules and stipulations behind that as well, but you will get that training when you hit the white scrub.
So MD3 is adherence to project rules. These are rules that our bosses have laid out for us. Once you're on Discord and you're in the HMA medical faction server, you will be able to view these rules in, I believe it's the faction chat. I may be wrong. But when we get you hooked up to Discord, we will let you know where the project rules are. If you are to violate that, and you'll get one warning. After that, it'll be a reprimand, and so on and so forth. So just make sure you follow the rules. Number 4 is use of medical ambulance, the EMS trucks, for personal use. We just ask that you don't go do your personal things in our work vehicles. Like, don't take the ambulance to the character shop. You want to take your own car to the character shop. Same with like the grocery store. Take your own car. Don't take the work vehicles. Does anybody have any questions on 3 and 4?
No.
All right. Go ahead.
Say it again, Candy.
So number 4 is use of official vehicle for personal use. Make sure that when you're out doing your own thing and you're not working, you take your own car. And then number 5 is issuing medical certificates. We're not allowed to issue any medical certificates outside of the hospital setting. Number 6 is medical assistance during dangerous situations. Batman, will you talk them into the MD6, give them like situations where it'd be dangerous?
Okay, so let's say you're rolling up to a CPR call and there's 6 gang members out there just shooting all over the place, and you're sitting here and you feel like you're going to be Batman and run out and just save the day. Your best bet is to sit there and get back in your vehicle. Don't even get out. Just drive off and put seen hostile, retreating to a safe location, you'll hit that. Or, if let's say I'm sitting here and I'm talking to Candy and somebody just keeps coming up and VDMing us and running us over, that's another situation that you don't want to be in, because they can sit here, run you over, and then you get upset, you tase them. Okay. And I know you guys aren't to that point, but you will be. And you tase them and they're out of the vehicle. Normally, you're only allowed to tase them twice and then get back in your vehicle and run. But a lot of people will sit here and use their tasers as weapons and just tase and tase and tase. There's over tasing. That is not allowed either. Only twice.
Yeah, so dangerous situations, that's another thing. We're not allowed to give any medical assistance in a dangerous situation. You want to run away from it and escape. So there's a really thin line, I think, between safe and dangerous. If you were to say you're on a CPR call with your partners and you pull up and the scene looks safe because there's nobody out there and it's quiet, you think it's safe, right? So you go to give them CPR after you throw up your safe scene macro, and you're starting CPR macro, and then all of a sudden a gangster comes around the corner and starts shooting. Then it turns dangerous. That's what I mean by a thin line between safe and dangerous. So you can't stop in the middle of CPR. So as soon as you're done with CPR, get back in the car and leave. Don't stick around, because a lot of times you'll pull up and that'll happen, and the gangster shooting will kill the person you just picked up. For that, it's an RP. Y'all haven't got too far in to get to that just yet, so just remember, do not assist anybody in a dangerous situation. Also, sometimes you'll get calls while you're out running CPR calls with your partner, and you'll show up to the call, and it's a bunch of police and a bunch of military and a bunch of gangsters. Just leave. Just at this point, just leave, because that's super dangerous. Does anybody have any questions?
No.
No, ma'am. I think I'm good.
No, ma'am.
Carla?
No, ma'am.
Yes. Carla, can you explain to them MD7, gang association and criminal activity?
I can. So that means you cannot be associated with any gangs. You can't be hanging out with any gangs. You can't be doing any sort of events with them and stuff like that. Did I cover it all?
Because if I see it, you're getting kicked out of the faction. I have videos if y'all want examples.
Yes.
Understood.
So a lot of times you'll have a gangster come up to you and say, hey, can you come hang out with us and pick us up while we 1v1? And that sounds awesome, but we're not allowed to do that. It's dangerous. Plus, we're not supposed to be associated with them at all. So just kindly let them know, no, I can't. I'm busy at work. And if they can't take that, well, then just walk away from him. Also, another example is, say you're outside, you're in your uniform and you're outside, doing whatever, and a gangster asks you, hey, can I get a med kit? Hey, can I get some pills? Just kindly say, no, sir, you have to go to the hospital to get that. The only time you're allowed to hand out a med kit while you're outside of the hospital is after you perform CPR in a safe area.
I've been telling people no. I didn't know that. I feel bad now.
What do you mean?
Like, I've been like when I did the CPR, I would tell them, "Oh, I can't give them a med kit or pills."
Okay, you can give them a med kit directly after performing CPR on them in a safe area.
And only though,
All right. So do we have any questions on that?
I have a question.
Yes, Miss Minnie.
Carla, can I get a med kit?
I'm sorry, ma'am, you cannot. You're a part of the medical faction.
But yeah, no, I do just want to butt in for that MD7. I am always watching, even when you think I'm not watching. As a matter of fact, there's somebody in this room who I have on multiple videos riding around with gang members. I consider that MD7. There's another video of someone else in here. They were on the block chilling with gang members. I consider that MD7. If I see it, I will report you and you will get kicked out. Just wanted to let y'all know.
Yeah, especially after sitting in this class. Now y'all know, the MDs and how to follow the rules.
I don't mind if y'all are at HP and they're sitting here talking with y'all. That's cool. But out in one state, yeah, no, I don't want to see it. I don't care if that's your man, your girl, your boo, your little shit, whatever y'all want to call them. I don't want to see it. I want to see everybody come up. I want everybody to be the what is Carla? Brown scrub?
Okay, I'm sorry I did not see that. So Henry, after this, their macros. Okay, now that being said, I have it on camera that nobody raised their hand, that they do not. So we should be seeing you guys throwing up macros for your deliveries. We should see them coming through for CPR.
Well, Henry, hold on. Henry.
Stay after. We will help you get.
Number 9 is non-compliant. Go ahead.
someone asked the question. He said, "We're getting paid for this." I said, "Yes."
You get paid every half an hour.
You should have just got paid, actually, because I just got paid.
I just got paid.
I just got paid.
So yeah, we're not.
You don't clock in, so he's not getting paid.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying that anybody that doesn't have macros, do not know what they are, or anything having to do with macros, stay over. We will get you set up, get you on Discord, whatever needs to be done. As Minnie said, stay after. If you are, everybody here can read. I was just in private message, so I did not see everybody else's. That was my fault. But I'm just sitting here saying, if you do not have your macros and do not have Discord set up and everything that you need, then stay after. We will get you situated and get you on the same page as the rest of us.
All right, so number 9 is non-compliance with orders. If any of your higher-ups ask you to do something, it's not going to be because they just want to see you do it. It's, just the structure in our workplace. If they ask you, make sure you follow directions. If you don't, that's one reprimand. Number 10 is use of personal car for EMS work. It's pretty much the direct opposite of MD4. Just don't use your personal car to go on CPR runs.
Yes, Mr. Hammer. Yes, Mr. Hammer. Yes.
Yes.
That is for every faction on this server. It does not matter what you're in. Discord is a mandatory requirement for this game.
So number 11 is proper role play conduct. You want to keep it your whole game is role play. We don't talk about, there's a certain way to do it, but we don't really want to talk about IRL situations. And you don't want to make it like some dramatic role play where it's just unrealistic. And then number 12, when y'all get promoted to the nurse practitioner and you're wearing the white scrubs, you'll be able to pick up a taser in the medicine closet in lobby. Just don't use the taser until you complete your taser training, because we want to teach you how to properly use it so you don't violate MD12. So does anybody have any questions that involves the MDs?
No, we do not know.
I would like to speak on the whole taser situation for a moment. Anybody that sits there and because I'm sure you guys will rank up between now and then before I see anybody again, but do not be asking for rank ups. We know that your bars are full. We know when you guys are posting things. We don't need a reminder. We will get to you. We get to you. Just be patient. We have from 12 o'clock until 12 o'clock. It does not matter. You will get got. The other thing is we do not do one-on-one unless absolutely necessary for taser training. We, yeah, like Candy said, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. This is the time to do it. That way you can't say later on, oh, well, we weren't told that. Well, it's because you didn't ask. But the taser training will be in a group if possible, unless there's something that comes up. We have to do one-on-one, but the only time we will do taser training is if we have a group of people, because it's just easier to do a group than one-on-one. So, but you guys don't have to worry about that till you hit your white scrubs.
Yes, sir. And your rank up day is Monday. We have bonus day on Friday. If before we get everybody hooked up to Discord and the training done, if anybody feels like they don't want to go further than this, right now would be a good time to let us know. We could retire you, and there's nothing wrong with that. Or we could just move on to the training.
I would like to retire.
What's up, Mr. Boatman? You got a question?
Yes, ma'am. Where do we post the CPR calls?
That would be, are you hooked up on Discord in the HMA Medical Faction server?
Yes, ma'am. You did text me that you did send the thing.
Okay, great. So you should be able to view it. It'll say CPR trainings. It might be in forums. I got it right there on my screen. I don't have to click on